Hey everybody, and welcome to a Classroom Management Essential. Be vigilant. What you miss persists. But first, here's a joke from all the way over in South Korea. I asked my North Korean friend how it was there. He said he couldn't complain. There's an old football saying that I think applies equally as well to the classroom. With behavior, you're either coaching it or you're allowing it to happen. Sometimes there is so much going on in the classroom that you might fail to spot a note being passed around, or you might miss some low-level verbal bullying, or maybe even some items being stolen or broken. Your eyes can't be everywhere at once. So it's understandable that some incidents go unnoticed. However, it is important to remember that every time a student gets away with passing a note, calling someone an offensive name, writing on the desk, or taking something out of the classroom without your permission, you are effectively encouraging them to do the same again. Every time we teachers fail to act, when a student forgets to bring a pen to class, arrives late, or interrupts the lesson flow, we give the clear message that they can do as they like, they do as they please, and get away with it. The bigger problem is that it doesn't just stop there either, because it's not just the perpetrator who will repeat the action. Other students who witness these behaviors going unchallenged will feel they can do the same too. A lack of vigilance can create an environment where anything goes, and once this takes root in your classroom, these problem behaviors become more and more common and get harder and harder to stamp out. The only way to prevent this is to be more attentive and to jump on any problems as soon as possible. After all, it is much easier dealing with problems when they are small, before they become established. So you might ask, Brian, how does this work in practice? Well, if you see two students starting to bicker, give them a warning or separate them, but do it quickly. If a student is starting to get wound up, offer him some support, quickly. If a student is becoming bored or has finished his work and is starting to fidget, change the level of the challenge or give him something else to do, quickly. Pay attention to these warning signs and act on them before they escalate. You've got to challenge rule breakers every time, even those students you would rather not confront because they are prone to retaliate fiercely. You've also got to make sure that your presence is felt in every area of the room. You've got to be constantly on the move. Teach from each corner of the room. Walk around the tables and speak to all the students. Let them know this is your room, that you really do have eyes in the back of your head, and that you're aware of everything that goes on in your classroom. You can't just spend the entire lesson in a tiny area at the front of the room. By simply moving around the room, walking to the back when addressing the group, or spending a few moments offering friendly support and checking the work of students you normally avoid, you'll be amazed how the atmosphere in the room can change. You can never forget that it's your classroom, and when you act as such, you'll see an immediate and marked decrease in the amount of disruptive behavior you have to deal with.